Right, so we're back with Brian and Harley Eldridge again.
Hello, everyone.
So we're just going to look at, so this is the XRAY 24, isn't it?
Yep, 24.
So it's just going to give us a brief rundown on the car, so to let people know what it's all about, really. So
When obviously we come to a race meeting, we always prep a car as much as we can, but the track we don't know because the track is new to everybody.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So coming from the Hoodie Arena to here, we've primarily left the 1.5 chassis on.
So that's new, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a new chassis. It's just
the
the thickness of the chassis.
Yeah.
It seems to be working better in every grip situation.
So does that give you more flex on the chassis?
I would say it gives you more grip and flex, because
Right,
it flexes more to allocate grip.
Yeah.
But when the grip comes up, it flexes more that you don't roll over.
Right. Oh, okay.
So it's almost like a tuning aid that you don't need to touch.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But we still got obviously every general setup we can change the motor.
So you can take
flex.
screws out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
we can change the
give more
motor flex and everything like that. We can make it stiffer.
Yeah.
But obviously for us, it's like a massive help, because if you're traction rolling, I would still go to the 1.5 chassis. And
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just obviously for general, what we learn is that the screws change. So if people buy a 1.5 chassis, they have to get the screw kit.
Smaller screws.
Yeah,
Right,
it's the head changes for the actual countersink.
Oh, okay.
So
right,
just something that customers should be aware of.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone else brings out a thin chassis, it'll be the similar.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, so the car, so the new 24, so they've gone smaller on the shocks and things like that, haven't they?
So we've gone smaller on the shocks. Before, also, we had the shock towers were at the front.
Yeah, it's reversed now, isn't
So
it?
it's reversed for us, which we find that driving back-to-back cars, the weight is more central.
Right, okay.
So before you might have had like a little bit of understeer, now we've got more steering, because the weight has gone into the centre of the car rather than having it at each end.
Yeah.
And then without having shock towers with different holes like different manufacturers have, we just have a shim system.
Right, okay.
So we just literally take the shock off, add shims or take them
like
away.
1, 2, 3, 4 mil away.
And we can go as high as 6, which is what we have been, but we've been as low as 2.
Okay.
So again, it gives you that variation.
Yeah.
Top decks seem to be standard from one car to the other.
Yeah.
It's just whether you want a preference of a worm, which we call this little part here, or you run without a worm. So more like this one.
So what would that affect?
So basically, if we ran this one, it would be because we have too much steering in high speed.
Right, okay.
So we would go to that to take the initial sting out of the car.
Yeah.
But when you come to smaller tracks where it's normally a 90 off the end of the straight, you want the car to turn and really give it. So we end up putting a worm back in.
Right, okay.
So it's a compromise between having a little bit less steering and a little bit more forgiveness, or do we want the steering? But again, in traction roll conditions, normally that.
Right, okay. That's interesting,
So that you don't roll at the end of the straight. But it seems to be a lot of people are now gluing the sidewalls.
A lot of people glue. So have you been gluing at all or not?
I think from our point of view, where we've been from different countries and raced on different tracks, I think you have to. I think if you want to win and push from lap 1 of heat 1, round 1, you need to.
Need to glue them,
because if you want to roll over halfway through the run,
that's you've undone,
and then you've gone, I should have glued.
Of course.
So I think from point of reference is to start off small glue, and then if you think it's too much, add more. You can always add, and you can take away by using a sander.
Sand it down,
You can take away, but I think if you start going onto tracks now without it, you're risking halfway through a run. And then it's like, okay.
Game over.
And that could have been the best run of the day.
Yeah, of course,
You know, so it's, I think from now on, yes.
Glue is the way forward.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice one, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Happy New Year, everyone.